Warning, G.I.JOE Toys Reviews is not intended for children. It is for adult collectors and people over the age of 18.
Hello everybody, G.I.JOE77 here from G.I.JOE Toys Reviews, and today we will be getting back to the basics. That's right, today we will be talking about a vintage G.I. Joe toy, the 1984 G.I. Joe Slugger and the driver Thunder. But before we get to that, I just wanted to mention that I did not make a video on Veterans Day, and as you can see, I'm wearing a very special hat indeed. So at this time, I would like to take the time out to thank all of the veterans, all of those men and women, the real G.I. Joes who served this country each and every day and have served this country in the past and made the ultimate sacrifice for our freedoms. Now with that being said, let's get on to the review, the 1984 G.I. Joe Slugger. This is the 1984 G.I. Joe Slugger. Let's remove that file card for a second as we will get to it. Now, the G.I. Joe Slugger, the Slugger is a self-propelled 175mm artillery piece based on the U.S. M107 175mm self-propelled howitzer. The Slugger's maximum range is 35 miles. It has a 30 caliber machine gun for self-defense. It weighs 29 tons and has a maximum road speed of 40 miles per hour. The G.I. Joe Slugger was straight cut powerhouse piece of modern artillery that never really had a place in G.I. Joe universe. The large barrel had and the brace scoop in the back screamed explosive potential exceeding that of anything built in its time. Thunder, this guy here, was the perfect match for the G.I. Joe Slugger, and we will be talking about Thunder here in just a few minutes. But let's get back to the vehicle. As you can see here on the vehicle, the M1112A1 says here on the side. You have a cockpit in which the action figure can sit in, and according to the blueprints, yes, Thunder can sit all the way down into this pit seat, and the hatch is supposed to go over his head. However, this is as far down as I seem to be able to get the figure. So, and I don't want to attempt to get him any further down in there. But as you can see, well, I guess you can't see, it has a very deep well. And I get my finger all the way down in there. So there is a way to do it. However, I'm not sure if I can do that, and especially with his helmet on. As you can see, I'm struggling just getting the figure all the way down in there. But it is possible. So, for now, we'll not worry about that. But here's what it looks like with the hatch closed. Here is the 30mm machine gun that came with the Slugger. And what I like about this Slugger is the barrel of this gun, this tank, this small tank, which when I was a kid, I did not have the Slugger, but I did have the mobile tank, the Mobat tank, as it were. And the impressive size on this barrel is way bigger than that of the Mobat tank by far. In fact, this barrel kind of looks like it would go on a gun, an actual gun, if you held it in position. Now, the barrel does move up, so it suggests that it can shoot down aircraft. So maybe this is a surface to air type of vehicle. It could shoot down aircraft, it looks like, and it could shoot anything in its path directly in front of it. Unlike a traditional tank, has wheels instead of tracks, which makes it a little more difficult getting over all terrain, but it is an all-terrain vehicle. Here in the back you have what the blueprints refer to as the brace scoop. Now, I had no idea what the heck this thing was, but it comes out the back, and what its purpose is to stabilize the Slugger as it fires off the mighty cannon. Also, I guess you could probably use this to plow snow with. See? Would have to say the most losable parts on the Slugger probably are the 30 millimeter machine gun, and probably this hatch, which pins on there, not very snugly, I might add, and this hatch here, which reveals the engine, or you call it the engine cover, which I do like. You know, you can have your G.I. Joes working on the engine. You got a little thing there. Kind of cool. But now that we've talked about the Slugger, let's talk about its driver, Thunder. And here we have the vehicle driver, Thunder. As you can see, he has a helmet here with what appears to be a headset with antennas sticking out of it, and a visor which does flip up, so you can see his, well, his eyes if the helmet's on correctly. And he has this piece here, which I assume is for calibrating the directional of the target before shooting anything. He has a vest here with a pistol and some kind of device here patched onto his vest. He has a olive drab, well, almost like a brownish, I wouldn't call it olive drab, but almost like a brownish olive drab type jacket underneath with black gloves. I don't see any symbols on his collars, but he is grade E5. He has black pants with a green belt. He has brown boots, and the vest appears to go all the way around, as does the belt. The helmet itself is removable, along with this piece here, which would suggest that this piece is reported missing a lot. If you're looking for this figure on the aftermarket, that piece and his helmet, his complete helmet with the visor and the little earpiece there, he has sort of red hair, and he's got kind of a scowl on his face, the kind of scowl that would indicate some tough individual who is in the artillery. Now that we've taken a look at Thunder, let's take a look at his file card. It says here on his file card, self-propelled gun artilleryman, codename Thunder, file name Breckenridge Matthew Harris, primary military specialty artillery, secondary military specialty bandsman drummer, birthplace Louisiana, whoops, Louisville, Kentucky, grade E5, as I mentioned. Now let's read the contents. Thunder grew up next door to a foundry. A probable explanation for his fondness for loud noises. When asked his reason for going artillery, his reply was simply, "I want to hear them go bang." He has a passion for heavy metal, rock and roll, peanut brittle, and cars with bad mufflers. This is every neighbor's nightmare, by the way. If you know where you are and you know where the enemy is, then artillery can be an exact science. But in the real world, artillery is half trigonometry and half blind luck. In other words, if you hit something, take the credit. If you miss, write it off as a margin of error. So there you go. There is Thunder's file card, and we will file this away in his file. Take one last look at the Slugger here, as it is a very impressive piece of equipment. Okay, Thunder, are you ready to fire one off for us? Fire one away. Wait a minute. Make sure you're stabilized. Okay, fire one away. Oh man, that was a good shot. Well, that pretty much does it for this review. I hope you've enjoyed the review. And, well, take it away, me. Well, if you can get your hands on a Slugger, then it's highly recommended you do so. One thing I forgot to mention before we go here is the Slugger was remade in 1997, repackaged in a different color, packaged with driver Gung Ho, who was repainted as well. Slugger seemed like it did make a slight comeback. It would be really neat to see the Slugger make another comeback on G.I. Joe's Walmart exclusive retro line. However, I don't really see that happening anytime soon, but here is a picture of the 1997 Slugger. Now that you've seen a picture of the 1997 Slugger, that pretty much does it for this review. Review that was. And I'll tell you what, this Slugger vehicle I never had as a kid. However, I could see it being a cheaper alternative to the G.I. Joe Mobat tank, which I did receive as a kid for a Christmas gift. And here sooner than later, we will be talking about the Christmas gifts that I received as a child, and many of you probably did too. But until then, just remember, knowing isn't just half the battle, it's the whole damn war. And happy Veterans Day, everybody. See you next time.